I'm Sloan Park, 31, a senior accountant in Portland who owns a small condo and a filing cabinet that never forgets. Numbers steady me, receipts tell the truth when people won't. This morning, the truth is wrapped in a black trash bag in my mother's garage. Inside, pink Pike Place roses still tight at the bud, a boxed bottle of Chanel No.5, and a red envelope addressed in my hand. For Mom, with love. All pristine, all discarded. The shock lands fast. At brunch, every place setting gleamed with a cream card in gold ink. Victor, Elaine, Lila, Uncle Ron, even Aunt Joe. Only my spot sat nameless, as if the chair was on back order. When I excused myself, I found the bag by the service door. Its mouth yawned open like it was waiting for Monday's pickup. The roses hadn't had time to wilt. Here's the part that makes my breath go shallow. The red envelope holds tuition help for my sister. 900 in bills I withdrew yesterday. I tuck it back into my tote and realize the exclusion is choreographed, not careless. Someone wanted me present enough to pay, absent enough to vanish. If you were me, what would you do? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. I've watched this choreography since I was 12, when my mother's linoleum kitchen twirled with Madonna and spaghetti steam. After she married Victor, my drawings came off the fridge and his sales plaques went up. When Lila was born, family photo sessions moved me behind the reflector. Just until we get the family shot, the photographer said. Holidays turned into performances where I covered costs and kept quiet. The audience of one who never got a bow. I don't storm the table. I don't make a scene. I lift the bag, reclaim the gifts, and leave. In the car, I set the perfume beside me like evidence and drive home with both hands steady on the wheel. By the first red light, a plan clicks into place. I will stop being the invisible sponsor of a show I'm not in, and I'm going to confirm, with precision, exactly how long they've been counting on my silence. Back in my apartment, the roses lie across my counter, their petals still tight, stubbornly refusing to wilt. The perfume box catches the lamplight, gold letters glowing like a dare, and the red envelope sits between them, thick with 9 crisp bills and 1 card never read. I stare at it the way I stare at spreadsheets, searching for discrepancies, patterns, the hidden line item that explains everything. My laptop hums to life. Blank email page, subject line, Mother's Day card. I type with surgical calm. Just a heads up. I tucked $900 cash inside the letter, thought it might help with Lila's tuition. Hope it wasn't misplaced. Then I hit send. It's not the money I care about. It's the test. If Mom replies with a frantic discovery story, I'll know the truth. If she pretends nothing happened, I'll know that too. Either way, her silence or her scramble will tell me more than her words ever do. My phone buzzes before I can close the lid. 3 missed calls, all hers. 1 voicemail. Maureen, honey, there's been a terrible misunderstanding. Call me right away. Her tone isn't warm, it's panicked, like a shopper realizing she's lost a coupon at checkout. I don't call back. Instead, I scroll my banking app. Auto deductions to cover their utilities, transfers for Lila's tuition, professional dues for Victor's real estate license. Every month, my salary quietly propping up their lifestyle. I screenshot the list, file it in a new folder titled Receipts. For years, I told myself this was love, that helping them meant belonging. But what kind of love throws Chanel and roses into a garbage bag without even tearing open the card? Rachel's text arrives just then, a lifeline. Your mom just posted about ungrateful children on Facebook. Want to come over? I've got wine and zero judgment. Not tonight, I reply. Meeting with Susan. My therapist's words echo, keep receipts. Not for revenge, for clarity. I close the laptop. The roses are still beautiful. Too beautiful to die in my kitchen as evidence of rejection. I wrap them carefully and head down the hall to Mrs. Chen's apartment. She lost her husband last month. When she opens the door, eyes tired but kind, I hold out the bouquet. These are gorgeous, she whispers, touching a petal. Why aren't you keeping them? I think about the trash bag, the brunch table, the empty place card. Because sometimes, I say, the kindest thing you can do is stop pretending. Her smile is soft, but it steadies me. Walking back, I realize this is the first real gift I've given all day. One not tied to obligation, but to choice. Morning light filters through my blinds, slicing my apartment into golden stripes. I brew coffee, the scent filling the silence that now feels less like loneliness and more like space. On the counter, the perfume still waits, unopened, next to the red envelope I reclaimed. For once, they feel like mine. My phone hums again. 5 new messages from Mom, 2 from Victor, 1 from Lila. Their words overlap in a chorus of need. We need to talk. Can we grab coffee? You ruined Mother's Day. I scroll without replying, each notification another weight I refuse to pick up. Instead, I open my journal, Susan's assignment. Document the transfers. Track the favors. My pen scratches across the page. Utilities, $350 per month. Tuition, $900 every semester. Association dues, $600 annually. Tax prep, countless hours. Each line is a quiet confession of how long I've paid rent on belonging. By lunchtime, I'm at the office. David, a colleague, leans against my doorway. The Henderson contract fell through, he says casually. Their broker called about Victor's application. Guess they're reconsidering his tone carries more curiosity than judgment. Tell them I'll revise my statement, I reply evenly. The recommendation I once wrote in glowing terms now sits in draft form, stripped of exaggeration. Just facts, nothing more. Numbers never lie. People do. People. That evening, my inbox pings with an urgent email from Mom. Marine, fix this. Lila's tuition is due, and Victor's contract is collapsing. We can't handle this alone. Her words land like they always do, commands disguised as pleas. I hover over reply but choose archive instead. The silence that follows feels like strength. Later, I carry the perfume to my bedroom. I set it on my vanity where her brand once sat on hers. A small rebellion. Chanel that belongs only to me. I lift the bottle, let the cool glass rest against my palm. For years, this scent meant her approval, her presence. Tonight, it means something else. Proof that I can keep beauty without begging for it. I spray once into the air. The fragrance lingers sharp and floral, weaving into the walls of my own space. It smells like freedom wrapped in elegance. And for the first time, I don't feel like I need to share it. 2 days later, the office lobby sparkles with morning light when I see her, my mother, storming past security. Pearls at her throat, fury in her eyes. The receptionist stammers, "Ma'am, you'll need an appointment." But she brushes him aside, announcing to everyone within earshot, "I need to see my daughter immediately." Marin Whitaker. Whispers ripple through the floor. I stand, smoothing my charcoal skirt, my heels steady against the marble. "Mom," I say evenly, stepping into the hallway. Her gaze locks on me, sharp as glass. "We need to talk." She grabs my arm, nails digging crescents into my skin. "Now." I guide her to the visitor couches, refusing to let her drama infect my office. She perches on the edge, clutching her designer handbag like a shield. "You're humiliating this family," she hisses. "How exactly?" I keep my voice low, professional. A junior accountant lingers nearby, pretending to read a file. "Don't play innocent. Victor lost the Henderson contract because you pulled your recommendation. Lila might defer a semester. There are notices on our door, Marin. Notices." Her words sting less than they used to. Maybe because I've heard the script before. Maybe because I'm finally willing to call it what it is. Manipulation. "Fix what you've broken," she demands, "before you ruin your sister's life." I lean back, my hands folded neatly in my lap. Maybe this family should have stopped treating me like a stranger with a checkbook. Her cheeks flush, her voice rising. "After everything we've done for you?" The memory flashes like a slideshow. Being 16, excluded from the beach trip while they posted photos of matching swimsuits. Being 23, working Christmas Eve while they opened presents without me. I meet her eyes. "Everything you've done? You mean leaving me out of family portraits? Calling me only when bills came due? Her jaw tightens, but before she can reply, security appears. Miss Whitaker, is everything all right? Yes, I say calmly. My mother was just leaving. Her spine straightens, pride refusing collapse, but her eyes are desperate. You'll regret this, she whispers. I don't answer. I walk back to my office, the echo of my heels louder than her parting shot. For the first time, I realize I'm not the child at her table anymore. I'm the woman holding the receipts. That evening, the city hum fades as I sit in my apartment, the blinds half open to catch the last streaks of amber light. My inbox glows with fresh accusations. Mark writes that I've sabotaged his career. Lila says I've ruined her academic future. Mom insists I've betrayed the blood that raised me. Each message arrives like clockwork, the rhythm of a family that only remembers I exist when there's something to demand. I pour a glass of wine, steady hands betraying none of the storm inside. Susan's words echo, boundaries are not cruelty. They are clarity. I open my journal. Day 27. Canceled another auto payment, mom's cell phone bill. Amount saved, $142. Total so far, $3,018. The numbers stack like bricks, a wall between me and their endless hunger. The silence after each cancellation feels almost sacred. No late-night calls begging for extensions. No passive-aggressive texts disguised as concern. Just quiet. My quiet. Then Rachel calls. You free tonight? A few of us are trying that new Thai place. For a second, I hesitate. The old instinct to decline, to stay available in case family drama explodes. But then I hear my own voice say, count me in. Hours later, laughter fills a booth lined with bamboo accents and curry-scented air. Sarah from accounting wipes tears from her eyes as Rachel retells a college story I'd almost forgotten. No one asks what I can cover, what I can fix, what I can sacrifice. They only ask if I want more Pad C UW. Back home, I catch my reflection in the hallway mirror. For once, the face staring back looks lighter, like someone peeling off years of invisible debt. My phone buzzes again. Another voicemail from Mom, her tone sharpened by practiced despair. Your sister may have to leave school. Your choices are destroying us. Call me, I let it play out, then delete. Not every inheritance is worth keeping. Not every bond deserves repair. And tonight, for the first time in years, I choose company that feels like love instead of obligation. The first holiday test arrives sooner than I expect. Thanksgiving, always Mom's stage. Her table dressed like a magazine spread, her voice directing us like extras in a performance of family unity. This year, no invitation arrives. No carefully phrased text reminding me which side dish I'm expected to provide. No reminder that everyone's counting on you. Thursday morning, I wake without the usual knot in my stomach. No rehearsed deflections for invasive questions. No mental checklist of bills I've already paid. Instead, I slip into yoga pants, tie my hair back, and drive to Sarah's house. Her living room glows with mismatched candles, the kind that don't match but somehow fit. A cluster of holiday orphans, she calls us, friends without safe tables to sit at. Brought sweet potato casserole, I announce, setting it down. Full disclosure, I tried my Aunt Caroline's recipe. The one who always saw through their crap? Sarah asks, eyes twinkling. The very same, I say, smiling at the memory of my aunt's sharp voice. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop playing roles in other people's stories. Nar. The casserole turns out lumpy, but no one cares. We laugh, pass plates, argue about football, pour more wine. It's messy, imperfect, and real. For the first time, I eat without bracing for ridicule. Later, sprawled on Sarah's couch with a glass of wine, I scroll through Mom's latest social media performance. Photos of Mark and Lila around a perfectly roasted turkey. Captions about those who choose to be present. Carefully framed to erase me. My thumb hovers over the block button, but I don't press it. Not yet. Instead, I set the phone aside and sink deeper into the cushions. Around me, voices rise and fall in warmth that asks for nothing in return. The casserole dish is scraped clean. My heart, for once, is not. Winter sharpens the city air, but inside my new apartment, warmth blooms in unexpected ways. A Wednesday night dinner party? Nothing fancy. Takeout cartons lined across my dining table, glasses of red wine sweating onto coasters. Sarah clinks her fork against her glass. To new beginnings, she declares. Laughter rises, genuine and easy. No one asks what I can contribute to their bills. No one measures my worth against tuition payments or utility receipts. They only ask if I've tried the dumplings yet. I smile, realizing how foreign this simplicity feels, and how much I've craved it. Still, family shadows linger. My email filter collects 37 unread messages in the weekly review folder. When I open it during therapy, the screen fills with desperation. Mark blaming me for his failed listings. Lila pleading about tuition. Mom calling me ungrateful, destructive. Their voices bleed together, a chorus rehearsed too well. I close the laptop. Susan nods. Their emergencies aren't your emergencies anymore, she reminds me. I write it in my journal. Day 41. Boundaries are holding. Peace, steady, and Eidnut. At work, whispers follow. Mark tells colleagues I ruined him out of jealousy. Mom spreads tales of my supposed financial collapse. Lila posts TikToks about toxic siblings, each video garnering likes from strangers who know nothing. But numbers don't lie. My ledgers balance. My performance reviews glow. I'm thriving, not spiraling. Their fiction collapses under its own weight. One evening, Sarah invites me to her family's holiday gathering. You'll love it, she says. My aunt makes a terrible pie, but we keep eating it because we love her. Her words pierce me. Love that accepts imperfection, that celebrates presence, not payment. I bring flowers, yellow roses this time, for joy rather than apology. Her aunt hugs me tight, pie crumbs on her sweater. And for the first time in years, I feel like someone's guest instead of someone's wallet. Walking home later, I realize this is what family can be. Chosen, imperfect. Enough. Thanksgiving arrives like a test I didn't study for, yet somehow I already know the answers. In past years, the day meant seating charts at Mom's table, carefully staged photos, and subtle digs passed between cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. This year, no invitation comes. No guilt-laced reminder about my assigned dish. Just silence. I spend the morning in yoga pants, sipping coffee while sunlight filters through my kitchen window. Instead of rehearsing neutral topics, I pack up sweet potato casserole, lumpy, imperfect, and drive to Sarah's house. Her living room overflows with holiday orphans, coworkers who couldn't afford flights home, neighbors with no family nearby, friends who chose distance over dysfunction. When I walk in, laughter wraps around me like a blanket. Moran brought the casserole, Sarah calls out, clearing space on the table crowded with mismatched dishes. This one's my Aunt Caroline's recipe, I confess, sliding the dish down. She always saw through family nonsense. Heads nod, forks ready. The casserole disappears faster than I expect. Nobody critiques, nobody measures. They simply eat, talk, include. Between bites, I share Aunt Caroline's old advice. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop playing roles in other people's stories. The room falls quiet for a beat. Then Sarah raises her glass. To writing our own. The toast echoes through the room, unforced and true. Later, sprawled on her couch with a glass of wine, I scroll through Mom's carefully curated Facebook post. Tessa and Mark smiling. Turkey gleaming, caption gushing about those who choose to be present. My absence hidden like an editing error. My thumb hovers over the block button, but a text buzzes first. Unknown number. They're scrambling without you. Serves them right Rachel's tone. Unmistakable. I don't reply. This isn't about revenge. Driving home, casserole dish empty in the passenger seat, I realize freedom tastes like undercooked marshmallows on sweet potatoes, and laughter that asks nothing in return. Winter deepens, and with it, their voices grow quieter. My family's messages, once a flood of accusations, arrive in thinner trickles, contradictions piling on themselves. Mark insists I sabotaged his career. Mom whispers to church friends that I'm in financial ruin. Tessa crafts TikToks painting herself the abandoned victim. Each story cancels the other, like badly rehearsed lies performed on different stages. I create a folder in my email, weekly review, and confine them there. On Fridays during therapy hour, I scroll through 30, 40, sometimes 50 messages. Desperation, denial, and rehearsed guilt trip after guilt trip. I close the folder each time with a calm I never thought possible. Their chaos no longer dictates my days. The whispers reach me at work, though. A colleague mentions hearing Mark claim I'm jealous of his success. Another saw Mom post a vague quote about daughters who forget their roots. The old me would have flushed, rushed to defend myself. The woman I am now simply shrugs. Numbers don't lie, and neither do actions. Sarah, who has become more than a coworker, closer to a sister I chose, invites me to a new Thai place with a few others. I almost decline out of habit. But something inside whispers, say yes. The dinner is loud, messy, joyful. No one measures my worth in dollars. No one keeps a mental ledger. When they clink their glasses, I join in, without rehearsing my smile. Back home that night, I open my journal. Day 61, I write. Tonight, someone asked me to dinner just because they wanted me there. That's all. I set down the pen and breathe in the quiet. For the first time, loneliness doesn't stalk me when I turn off the light. Solitude does. And it feels entirely different. Thanksgiving arrives like a test. Normally, I'd be at Mom's long table, silverware lined like soldiers, my chair barely acknowledged. This year, no invitation arrives. No reminder of my assigned dish. No text with subtle hints about how much I should contribute. The silence is startling and freeing. Instead, I drive to Sarah's house, yoga pants and casserole dish in tow. Inside, her living room buzzes with mismatched friends, coworkers, and holiday orphans who laugh too loudly and hug too easily. Sweet potato casserole, warning. It's my Aunt Caroline's recipe, I announce. Sarah grins knowingly. She's heard my stories. The aunt who always saw through their nonsense? The very one. We laugh, and the tension I once carried into family gatherings dissolves into something warmer, lighter. That night, sprawled on Sarah's couch with a glass of wine, I scroll through Mom's social media. Her feed glows with polished photos of Mark and Tessa around a perfect turkey, captions dripping with gratitude for those who choose to be present. My thumb hovers over the block button. Before I decide, a text flashes from an unknown number. They're scrambling to cover the bills you used to pay. Serves them right. Rachel, she means well, but I don't reply. This was never about revenge. Do. Weeks roll into December. Their stories shift from anger to resignation. Mark clings to a smaller brokerage job. Tessa takes a semester off to find herself. Mom posts philosophical quotes about forgiveness, her audience shrinking. Meanwhile, my money funds something new, a scholarship for first-generation college students. The tax receipt arrives. A different kind of family legacy. On Christmas morning, my apartment glows with quiet peace. No guilt-laden texts, no last-minute obligations. Just a pot of coffee, a stack of pancakes, and me, eating slowly at my own table. And I realize something. I don't miss them. I miss the idea of what family should have been. What I've built instead, friends who cheer, colleagues who respect, moments that belong wholly to me, isn't lonely. It's alive. I raise my coffee mug toward the window where sunlight glints against my rose bush. Not pink roses discarded in a trash bag, but blooms I planted myself. They're mine. They stay.